here is Pedro. Amen. Welcome. We love to have you. And let's start off by asking, who are you? Please talk a little bit about yourself and the direction you want to head with Builderall.
Sure. Thank you so much for that intro. I'll start with myself. I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I've been building in the digital space since 1999. One of the things, a couple of people have asked me, why did you choose to come on as the new CEO of Builderall? And to be honest, the vision of transforming the world through entrepreneurship really resonates with me. It's what I've been doing for the last, I would say, about 8 years. I've run an accelerator program for the last few years where our whole focus was how do we help entrepreneurs launch and grow, in particular startups. And what you guys have at Builderall is an amazing sort of almost like a leapfrog onto what we were doing, right? We were helping maybe 100 or 150 entrepreneurs at a time, and you're able to help tens of thousands of entrepreneurs at a time. So the vision really sits well with me. I love what Builderall's built. Actually, the plan is to maintain and continue that vision of transforming the world through entrepreneurship, obviously using digital marketing as the tool to get there. So our focus is, very much around people. We want our team to be secure. We want to look at what our users are saying and bring that user focus into all the products we develop. And that's a little bit about where I'm coming from. Yeah, absolutely. So again, I don't think we're changing any major vision on Builderall, right? What we are doing is honing in to people a little bit. I think we've built a lot of amazing tools and a lot of great products over the last 6 to 8 years. Now I want to start to listen to what our users are saying they want to see from those tools. So how do we make Mailing Boss, the next level mailer? How do we make Cheetah or Builderall Builder the next level builder tool when you're coming to build a website or landing pages? I didn't talk about this earlier, but obviously I'm coming aboard as this new CEO. The company was acquired. The acquirer was an organization named Cloud Builder. It's run by someone named Chris Kurzweig. I've worked with Chris for over 20 years. We worked together since 2001, and we've actually done this before. So he took over a company. We worked together to kind of turn it around. Not that it was in a bad place, but just making it healthier, making it more user focused, making it more stable from a cash flow position. And I think that's what we're looking to do here, right? We know we've got an amazing base. We've got an amazing platform. How do we now turn the focus just a little bit more towards what our users are saying and continuing to deliver what they're asking for, while also creating an organization that continues to grow and opens up more opportunities for our partners, which we value as well. And again, as our focus on people, I'm here to listen. I'm here to make sure that if you've got concerns as a user or a partner, those concerns are being heard and they're being addressed. And it's really, kind of par for the course in what we've done in the past. I see Builderall as having 3 pillars to what makes us a successful platform for our users. The first is, of course, our suite of tools, and we are going to continue to improve those and make them better for our users. I'll jump to the third one, because the third one I feel is community, and that's really our ability to jump into these groups, our ability to connect with other entrepreneurs on the platform. And then to address your question directly, our second platform, our pillar, is essentially our training and our education. And so we want to actually make that a more integrated part of Builderall. We want to make it a stronger component to our offering. So every time you're looking to build something, you're going to have a resource at your fingertips that explains not only how to use it, but also like what are best practices, what are the top marketers, the top business people in the space doing strategically, and then how do you use these tools to copy that? So absolutely, I see it as a core pillar for Builderall and where we're looking to go and how we can support our users more. So I do see training as becoming even more integral. Well, I'll address that the original plan from what I saw on Builderall 6.0 was to add several key tools into our platform. And we still want to make that happen. That's still part of the roadmap. However, I did kind of pause our development of these 2 new tools, which I know people are very excited about. It's a chat product that integrates directly with social media. It's very cool. It's exciting. It is coming up. We haven't stopped on that, but we are prioritizing some of the user feedback we've seen come through. A little bit on the usability of some of the products, a little bit on the stability of some of the products, and a little bit on the effectiveness of some of the products. So we are taking all of the user feedback, and I want you to know, if you're listening to this or you're watching this, we do watch all the comments that come in. We do look at every single message that comes through, and we look at it and we consider it as we're looking at our roadmap. So Builderall 6.0, we're calling it like the user release, right? This one is the one that's designed to, whether you're a first-time user in Builderall or whether you're a power user, and we've got actually great, Shelly as a power user has been providing amazing feedback that, look, if we do this, power users are going to be frustrated. And then we've got, first-time users who are getting in there and looking at the product and saying, I don't understand this, as someone who's never plugged in before. So we're creating a set of tools that adjusts based on the life cycle of the user. And the new platform is going to be way more intuitive. It's going to be faster to navigate. It's going to be easier to use, and it's going to be more effective. And that's our focus for 6.0. And then the new tools will come after that. I'm really excited about our affiliate network. Just a little bit of background. So I actually started as an affiliate back in 1998, 98, 99, 2000. That was I was able to do what, hopefully a lot of you have done or are looking to do, which is quit my job, work from home, and just generate passive income, while still working to promote programs. It was absolutely incredible. I loved it. I want to, as an affiliate in the past, I understand the frustrations of being an affiliate. And then also as a CEO, I understand the need to balance the needs of the company while still creating a profitable program for our affiliates. So I'm excited that we've got so much passion in this group. I'm excited about the number of people in this group. The one change that I think we're going to make is we want to be able to reward those affiliates that are actively promoting us even more. In the past, we've had a program with plaques. In the past, we've done events. We want to be able to bring those things back. And if you're an active affiliate and you're working every month to promote Builderall, we want to be able to start to release rewards and things like that. They're going to make it even more exciting. So stay on the lookout for that. Obviously, continue promoting us. And then, feedback. We love to get feedback. Again, we see all the messages. I may not personally get a chance to reply to every single message, but as long as I'm seeing them or the team is kind of bubbling them up to us, we can start to make changes. I can't say there won't be changes to the program at all, right? But what I will say is our commitment is to having a healthy organization that can continue to support our affiliates and continue to support our users and continue to support our team. And any changes we make will be completely focused on that, on the whole. So it's respecting the affiliates that we've used and have worked with us to date, creating a better program for them, while also creating a healthier Builderall, which can continue to deliver quality products to our users. I want to work to build. I know we've got like leadership groups and we've got things like that. I do want to work to kind of take that into the next step, build a new like affiliate roundtable group that I can connect with directly and hear feedback and thoughts. So if you want to be part of that, somebody listening to this, whether you're in the existing groups or you're looking to get into this new group, again, not cutting anybody out, but just making sure we're talking to the right people in this group. Feel free to let us know, because we do want to be able to have that back and forth conversation where what we're doing, we're communicating, we're able to ask questions, and any changes we do make are actually going to be filtered through this group so that we've got a good sense of how affiliates feel about it. So back in the day, if we've got older affiliates here that remember, I don't know how active they are today, Commission Junction. I was on the homepage of Commission Junction, which back in the early 2000s was one of the largest affiliate platforms. So if you were around back then and you were part of Commission Junction, you would have seen my face on the homepage of Commission Junction like this.
Okay.
That was the picture.
That's a pretty big deal. That's awesome.
My vision is that Builderall becomes one of the top 3 global digital marketing platforms, that we have best-in-class tools, and that we're working with hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs, both as in our communities and in our tools, to help them build the businesses that they've always dreamed about. That's my vision. How do we help create that? we're here to listen. I'm very excited of what has been built, what we've built. I say we, but really it's Alvaro, Shelley. Obviously, I mean, whoever knows Alvaro's dad, Eric, was the original founder of Builderall. What's been built here is great. It's an absolutely incredible foundation. It's one of the reasons why I was excited to jump in. I think there's so much opportunity to build this thing into, as I said, a top 3, global platform. And I'm just excited. I'm excited. I want to hear all the feedback, whether you're angry, whether you're happy. Certainly, if you're ambivalent, I want to hear it. Let me know what we can do, what we're missing, and then hopefully Shelley's got some questions from the audience. A little background on this: I was a director of user experience at a company back in 2006. We ended up selling to Google. So I've been part of this UX world for a long time. I think it's absolutely one of the most critical elements of a tool being effective, because if you can't figure out how to use it, you're probably not going to be able to use it well. So we're bringing a consistent UI across all the tools. And as the two here know, part of that process was like kind of breaking down all the preconceptions of our tools and getting to rethink them from the ground up, implementing our entire design team, our entire development team to reimagine what is the right experience here, both again for a first-time user and from a power user. So our entire UI is getting reworked. We want everything to be within a couple of clicks from wherever you are. We want you to be able to switch between tools very easily. We want you to be able to understand actually the benefit of the tool, right? Why you should be using it and what are the KPIs or the metrics you should be looking to drive from it. And then of course, looking to integrate any type of training or strategic instruction or coaching into the platform, so that not only can you get in there and figure out how to use it, you can also access some resources, which I think is also part of the experience, right? Understanding how to use a tool is just as important as being able to use a tool from a UI perspective. So all that's being torn down. We're still putting it back together, which is, as Shelley said, we're not able to share anything just yet, but we are seeing some very early prototypes internally. We're not rushing this project. We're making sure it happens the right way. But we are targeting, I would say, I'm going to say like a March, April release where, all the tools will have, or at least our primary, most popular tools will have a completely new UI that will be intuitive. It'll be readily discoverable. You can get in there with no background and figure it out. And if you've been using it all this time, it should still feel like, second nature to use it, just be faster and more effective. So we're building comprehensive roadmaps for all of our tools. The idea is we should be able to tell you by the end of this process, which again, will still be around that March, April timeframe, we should be able to tell you, hey, here's all the new things that are coming out in the next 6 to 9 to 12 months, right, for each individual tool. And then of course, we can rearrange and reorder the priorities based on what requests we see coming in. So I will mention, this might come back as a bad thing to say, but if something is particularly important to you, like keep bringing it up to us, right? That's the way to get it moved up the timeline of the roadmaps that each tool is going to have. It's really important. If it bothers you, if it's just frustrating you, or of course, if you've got to switch to another tool to do something and then you come back, I want to know what those things are so we can properly prioritize the roadmap. As I said earlier, one of my big focuses is being user focused and people focused. And so when we define a roadmap, it's not fixed. It can change based on what we're seeing our users asking for, and that those user requests are prioritized. One thing I mentioned earlier is we want to reward active affiliates. What we are going to, the only thing we've got planned right now for affiliates is creating an inactive affiliate tier. And we're going to release some details on that, I think today. I don't have that information in front of me, but we are going to release it today. It's if you're an active affiliate and you've been bringing customers, regularly, this is not going to impact you. It won't impact any of our affiliates that are driving customers today, or even like within the last few months. It's really all designed to free up a little bit of those affiliate commission dollars, so that, as I said, we can reward our active affiliates even further. So that is the only change on the affiliate side. On the packaging side, BA6. It's been said a few times even before I got here that Builderall 6.0 release may have a price change attached to it. There is nothing definitive yet. If there was, I would say it now, but we're not quite sure what that is yet, if anything. But we are sort of working it out. Obviously, as you know, an organization like yours has, or like ours, has a lot of employees. It has a lot of support staff, and we want to be able to continue to support that team. So if there is a price increase, it will be, nominal, but it will come out when 6.0 is released. Yeah, absolutely. So I actually see agencies as a big part of Builderall moving forward. We want to create an agency-specific plan that maybe includes some additional features and makes it even more useful for agencies. I know it seems like I'm just making this stuff up because I say it every time, but I also owned a digital marketing agency for the last 20 years. I still do, actually, although we don't do a whole lot with it. I have a team that runs it. So I know the plight of an agency owner. I know it's a very fast-paced, high churn. You deal with a lot of customers. We want to make that better. If you are an agency owner and you've been using Builderall, and I may actually set up, just like I said with affiliates, like an affiliate roundtable. I may actually set up an agency roundtable where, again, there's a small group of users that represent that audience, and happy to connect directly. Let's talk about what you need. Let's talk about where we're doing a great job. Let's talk about where we might not be doing a great job, and let's work to make that better as well. So we do want to have an agency package specific for agencies that actually provides an even better level of support and product for them. Yeah, we actually have a whole task force that's working on the onboarding experience. These are real softballs, Shelly. I think you're teeing these up for me. We do have a whole task force that's designed to think through the onboarding experience, and they're going through, as you get in, what's the first thing you see right after you sign up, right? What does the dashboard look like when you have no content in there? When you start actually launching, your first landing page, or you've got your first email list, what does the dashboard look like then? What analytics are we showing you? What videos are we bubbling up to the top? So that is in the works. I think that task force is probably going to exist for a long time, and they're going to continue iterating on that onboarding experience, but we are taking it very seriously. Just like any SaaS company, we have, over 50% of our users who start on day one don't make it through to the second month, right? And that's very serious for us. We want to change that number. We're watching it all the time. As we start to release these new updates, if you're not getting that experience and you end up leaving, it's going to trigger for us, okay, what happened to that person? What didn't they see? What were they looking for? How could have we made that experience better? So it exists. It's in progress. I think people are going to start to see things come out even before Builderall 6.0 that impact that experience. But again, we don't want to rush anything. We want to make sure it's well thought out. We want to make sure we've got feedback before we push it out there. This company is largely started in Brazil, powered from Brazil. We have no plan to change any of that focus. We see we've got actually large segments of audience in Brazil, in Portuguese, in the US, and in English, and across lots of Latin America in Spanish as well. There are a couple of, one of the things I did initially was run a P&L across all of our languages, right? Because it does take resources to power the platform in different languages. And I just got that information back last week. The nice thing is we're positive across the board. There may be a couple of languages that we're supporting today that have like less than 50 users, which we may decide to support a little bit less in the future, but it's none of our primary languages. We support now, I don't know, Alvaro, if you know how many it is. It looked like, 15 different languages.
It's about 20.
About 20. So we might bring that number down to like 18, right, over the course of the next year with the countries that maybe don't have a lot of users. But in general, I think what we're doing is actually making it stronger because we're making a more consistent message across all, Builderall global, right? In Brazil and in Latin America and here in the States and in Europe, we're going to have a more consistent message, more consistent set of promotions so that all the users are looked at and treated the same way. I think it's the natural progression There's a lot of really exciting AI tools in the back end. Actually, Alvaro was leading sort of the integration of AI into our back end processes, which is essentially going to now start to flow out to the users. We're still a ways away from that, though. I'm not going to say you're not going to see an AI integration in Builderall 6.0 in 2 months, but I think by the end of the year it'll be on our roadmap, and you'll start to see some additions in there. I think in some cases, I don't think it's across the board. We're not looking to raise everybody's prices, right? If you're in Builderall today and you've been a customer for 3 years, you should be rewarded for that loyalty, and we want to maintain that. There are a couple of instances where it may actually be hurting us. I don't think that's the majority of customers. I think it's a very small percentage where maybe like they're using a lot more resources than they're paying for. And what that does is it threatens the health of the company. And I think in those very select instances, we may need to reach out to those users and inform them, hey, we either need to make some kind of change, or give them an alternative where maybe there's like a use limitation. Hey, you've got this huge mailing list. If you reduce the size, you can keep the same pricing. Otherwise, we are going to have to bump it up. So again, we have to make sure the company is healthy, right? And if the company's bleeding money, that doesn't help our affiliates, it doesn't help us, nor does it help our users, right? We need to be in a good place so that we can continue to provide great, amazing tools, so we can continue to provide good service and actually improve our service. One of the things we're changing in February is we are going to a longer support time schedule. So right now, if you were trying to reach support, it has to be between 9 and 5. We're changing that from 9 to 10. And then we're also opening up some weekend hours so that you don't have to wait as long for a support request. And again, those things cost money. We want to be able to provide those things. So there may be some changes in the future, but I will say it's going to be done thoughtfully. It's going to be done through communication, and it's not going to be widespread. Hey, we're changing the price by 20% for everybody. That would be irresponsible. I think it'd be a little bit silly, and that's not how we reward our long-term customers. Yeah, absolutely. There will also be like a voting feature where if you see somebody else has already submitted a similar suggestion, you can vote that up. We are going to implement that. Probably, actually, Shelly is going to be monitoring that, because she's going to be taking more of an even deeper lead on the product side. So yeah, we are going to see that. You are going to be able to vote, and then you will be able to connect that to a public roadmap and see, okay, this item is set to be, completed in June or something like that. My email is open. You guys can share my email. It's just pedro@builderall.com. Pretty easy. pedro@builderall.com. I love to hear feedback. I love to hear thoughts. If once we launch this platform, we can start to collect this feedback and really kind of bubble it up and vote on it. We will certainly make you aware. In the meantime, we're all sort of collecting it and considering it as we build these new tools. And I'm excited to see where we're going to go.
And don't forget to build something amazing in Builderall. Bye, you guys. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye.